In today's episode of Empyrion Galactic Survival, I commit war crimes just to access the internet. I face my toughest enemy yet, Orange Goo. And the Xerax have developed a new method of trying to kill me. The level 10 ones you gotta worry about. Oh, hello. Hello and welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival Breaking Bad. My name is Spanj and thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're doing well. In the last episode, the venturous here took an absolute beating. She got a lot of damage on her. You saw the front of the ship there. We got damage on the side. And of course, the nacelle got a good beating as well from some surprise backdooring. So we're going to be repairing the venturous today, but I've come to this UCH ship because if you remember, I need to get about 1,500 unlock points for the auxiliary core, and I've just turned in a report, one of the research reports, science report things that you can turn into the UCH ship. We've done it before, so I just turned one of those in and turned in what data pads I've got, and I've got myself about 900 or so unlock points there. So we've still got about 500, just over 500 to go. And that's going to be kind of the focus of today's episode, getting that 1,500 unlock points. First things first though, I'm going to build myself a little makeshift repair base here and get the venturous repaired. All you need, a couple of generators, a couple of fuel tanks, a CPU extender because those repair blocks are very CPU intensive, and of course a repair block and a repair console. Fill it up with some fuel, and that's it really. And we just have to get the ship on. And of course, half the battle with these things is actually getting them to work. But there we go. This is a repair to template. And there are some things on this ship that do not repair to template. One of which is the two forward heavy laser turrets, which have left a bit of a hole there. But that's okay. We'll replace those manually. That's not a problem. And then we just got to repair blocks as well. Because of course, don't forget, repairing to template doesn't repair any existing blocks that may be damaged. So you could have an entire thruster that's on 2 hit points. It won't repair that. So you've got to do repair blocks as well. And that, weirdly, takes longer than the repair to template. Anyway, and there we go anyway. Venturous is repaired. Next up is, of course, the Surge needs repairing as well, because that got the crap kicked out of it. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Now, another thing I need to do is pick up some tungsten, okay? One of the things that I need for one of the reports that I was just talking about with the UCH there is the metallurgy report requires tungsten ore, which, you know, you can find on barren moons kind of everywhere. You know, it's not a difficult resource to find. Of course, I've got to fight the drones off because I forgot to put the venturous in assault mode, and it can't shoot up. Get rid of some drones, and then we can dig some tungsten. Now, one of the other things I can do in order to get upgrade points is turn in the undelivered cargo. For that, I need the Gin console. And the Gin console is on Polaris trade stations. I managed to find a trade station here, but it's nestled between 2 Data 4 stations. Now, we've dealt with these bad boys before. We position ourselves directly above it. It can't shoot up. I can kill its shields. And once its shields are down, we can then use the artillery cannons to blast through this section on the bottom here, where the core is. And bingo, there goes the core. Now I'll go and do the other one. And after salvaging both down, it's not a bad haul actually. We've done the data stations before, so I hope you don't mind me skipping those and getting through them. But yeah, they're pretty loot juicy, I gotta say. The advanced upgrade kits and stuff, very nice. Anyway, with that done, we can move on to the station itself, the trade station. And of course, I need to sneak on board here. And again, we've done this before, so I just need to clear all the guards out before using the Gin console or risk getting shot in the back. Of course, last time I had problems with them respawning while I had the console as well. So hopefully that won't happen this time. I think that's all of them. No, one more. Oh, sorry. Not really. Don't care. We've got a few undelivered cargoes here. Well, let's just get through these, and each one should give me a few upgrade points as well, which is lovely. So there we have it. We're now at 1,178 upgrade points. Once again, we need to get to 1,500 to unlock that auxiliary core. Now we have a few minutes left before, well, I say few, we've got about 70 minutes left before we can activate our science and research mission again from when I last put a report in. So let's go and find something fun to do. Now I have found a lava planet here, and lava planets are always fun. And I'm hoping there might also be magmasite deposits down here. Indeed, I found an abandoned mine right next to a magmasite deposit. I'm just hoping the diggity here is good enough to mine the magmasite, and it does appear so, which is good. All right, so we're going to dig this magmasite up, and then we're going to cue the music. Well, that took up some time. Anyway, we can now submit another report here on a UCH ship. So back to the UCH and hitting up that research computer to submit another report. That's another chunk of unlock points. Now, another way of getting unlock points is actually through the exploration missions that I've already been doing, such as going to O-type suns and running a probe. And then I remembered as well that you get upgrade points if you hack satellites and you go into the data vaults. Now, I've got quite a collection of hacking software that I've acquired over my time so far. So I can actually keep a hack going quite a long time and just hit the data vaults. And each time hitting certain data vaults when, you know, the RNG is kind, gives us upgrade points. It also gives us hacking software, it gives us loads of other stuff, money, whatever. But if you get the right ones, you get upgrade points. So that's nice. Anyway, after all of that, finally, we have 1,500 unlock points. And finally, I can unlock this pesky auxiliary core. And that means that we can now go to our constructor and... oh, for Christ's sake, what now? Finally, go to our constructor and build us an auxiliary core! Yes! So, with our auxiliary core now in place, that takes our CPU up to 2.5 million. Well, that's better. That's better. So what are we going to do with this extra CPU that we've got? Well, the first things first, we are going to add a... we're going to sort the power situation out. Because, I mean, the ship has been struggling with power for a while now. So we need to get... I mean, I don't know if you remember or not, but we started with an advanced generator in the nacelle. And I took it out because it consumed a lot of CPU. And we weren't quite using that much. I don't know. Anyway, I need to cut through... I'm going to remember where I've got to cut through now. Hang on. I think... cut through here. Here we go. Yeah. So, we take this generator up. And we put this bad boy down. Let's see if we can line it up first of all. Yeah, there we go. Right, there's just like... jetpack. There we go. Got it. Finally. Let's put something a little harder than regular steel over that. There we go. Control right click. And there we go. We copy that. So there we go. That's the first thing that we're going to do. And we have a lot of options when it comes to guns that we can add. So that gives us still about 200,000 CPU that we can now add to the ship. And the power situation is going to be resolved. But I don't want to add guns. What I want to do is add shields. Now, this version of the Venturous comes fully equipped with upgrade slots for shields. Some of them are a little sneaky. Others are a little bit obvious. So if we go past hydroponics here, we can see these large empty slots here. SC, shield charger, shield capacitor. I've got my constructors currently working on shield chargers and capacitors. In fact, it looks like it's just done. So we got a... thank you. A charger. And 2 capacitor banks here. Now, I've already got these because they cost 75,000 each. So I'm going to add in 2 chargers. 1, 2. And we're going to... sorry, those are capacitors. And we're going to put one of the chargers in one of the sneaky spots over here. That's past the warp drive here. It gets a bit radioactive here, so be careful. Bingo. There we go. All right. So that's 2 capacitors and 1 charger, and that brings our shield strength up to 42,000. We've basically doubled our shield strength, but look. That's why I only built those 3. We are already over CPU once more with just those additions. So no additional firepower, but we have doubled our power capacity and we have doubled our shield capacity. That's the power of an auxiliary core. That is the power of an auxiliary core. That one thing there. Now you can get up to 10 of those auxiliary cores. Let's see. Can we build another one? Do we have enough? We have enough drone parts. I know we have enough drone parts for 2, almost 3, 30 short of 3, right? So we can get 1 more of these guys, which will allow me to add some more firepower to this ship. But we can't make the quantum computers required. We need semiconductors. So a quantum computer here takes 10 semiconductors each. We need 8 of these quantum computers, right? Each of these semiconductors requires 10 platinum plate. We have 3 platinum plate. We have some platinum ore here. Not nearly enough, I don't believe, but you need a furnace to produce it. The only other place I know that there's easy to acquire platinum is actually back at base. So let's go home. We need to go home in order to go back to drone space. So a lot of pentaxid is about to be consumed. Look at our shields, 47% charged because, well, we just doubled them, right? So let's fill the tanks up here. We've got the perfect amount of Oh, fuel there, 69%. Pentaxid, venturous, consumables, and we will need to make a pit stop for more pentaxid. We did go through an awful lot of it. Let's double check. Warp to an O-class system. Okay, we're at an O-class system, aren't we? And our home is all the way down there. There it is, Ivoth, all the way down there. So we've got a bit of a ways to go. Means as we're here as Lazuga. I don't even know the best way to get down there, to be honest. It's going to be there. They'll probably go to this one here. Hallery, and then onwards from there. So I'll see you guys back at the lava base. It's good to be home. It is good to be back. Welcome back to the castle. Bespoke landing pad for the Venturous here. Although I will admit, here to get it lined up perfectly. It's not just like a casual landing, like a normal landing. There we go, touchdown achieved. Welcome back. Castle's looking fine. Castle's looking great. All the walls still intact. Of course, nothing happens while you're away from base anyway. As you imagine, all my auto miners are full and need refilling. So standard routine when I'm back at base here is to essentially turn everything off, unload the entire ship, offload all of its resources, everything back into the base. The base is kind of like the main hold, right? And then you kind of split everything off back into the ship again, you know, like a basic set of resources, supplies and stuff, and then we go out and we refill it. What I do need to do is, before turning this thing off though, of course, is empty the garden here, which I'll be honest, I haven't really used all that much. Starting to question the value of a garden this size, especially if you have a base with a much larger one where you can produce a crap load of food and ration packs and stuff like that, and that will keep you going for a while. This space could be better used for more storage, devices, brew, CPU stuff, so yeah, I don't know. But then, you know, the Venturous is always supposed to be a kind of a mobile base, so I don't know what I'm saying. Point is, we gotta empty the farm before we can turn this off, otherwise we lose all this stuff. Home sweet home. Welcome home, everybody. The Tenacious still looking tenacious. Where did I leave my scooter? There it is. Hey, little scooty. Hey, little scooty. Oh yeah, I remember this thing doesn't turn. Right, there we go. You gotta kind of like glitch it. So, let's see then. This thing's crazy. It's got absolutely insane roll. Good pitch. No yaw. I don't know how to fix the yaw. Anyway. Silly little thing. Deconstructor is working away on deconstructing all the stuff that I don't need anymore from our trips. Now then, I know that the input box here at base has got a fair bit of platinum plate. So, based on the drone parts we have as well, in theory, we should now be able to... for crying out loud, what? How is it? How do you not have enough for 8 quantum computers? This happened for the first one as well. He actually had to make the 8 quantum computers manually in order for it to realize that it could actually create an auxiliary core. And of course, we have a base attack coming in. We've just arrived. The Xerax are like, he's back, get him. Shields are up. Yep, and they're already here by the sound of it. Oh yeah, here they come. You're gonna hear those flak cannons. Ah, what a racket they make, eh? Boom, plasma's kicking in. There goes one of the transports. Looks like it's just transports today. Some of these transports are only level 5 though. The level 10 ones you got to worry about. Oh, hello. They're the ones that, oof, more tenacious. They're the ones that can tank that much flak. Anyway, there we go. Base attack thwarted. As expected, no problems whatsoever. Right, so it couldn't make the quantum computers. We've run out of silver. We've run out of silver. But I put a bunch of silver in the furnace here. I'm not even sure this purification process of this all requires water. Yeah, so that actually needs to go in the input box because it needs to be mixed with water. So let's move that over there. Didn't realize. I think tungsten as well is the same. It won't actually process in a furnace. But you know what? There's a bunch of more resources here that we can use. So let's bring this all over. There we go. So now we've got 3. Let's see if we can make 5 more of these, please. We got 5 of the 8 required, and we're out of silver. So we're going to go and need to find silver now. Silver is one of those resources, a little bit of a pain in the bum. So if you have a look at the Empyrion Peter here, and the PDA, Empyrion Peter, have a look at resources, and ores, and down here, silver. This will tell you where it is. It's rare on barren planets, methane moons, and toxic moons, found only in hostile galaxy territories such as Xerax, Creel, or Drone Swarm, occasionally found in the wastelands. Well, there we go. So it looks like we're going to have to go and have another little journey on our hands to go and get silver. Now, if we have a look at the galaxy map here, we are nowhere near any of those territories. The drones is where we just came from. I thought I had enough silver. I made a big error there, but yeah, live and learn, don't you? It's not too bad a trip, to be honest, back to Xerax territory. And we can try and look for silver over there among the scumbags. Still, if I load up the ship with everything I need to make another Rocks core, and I can find the silver out in drone space, then we can load up and modify a ship over in drone space and then carry on farming drones, because that's where we need to be right now. More, and more drone parts. We need to not only upgrade the Venturous here, but we need to add another huge selection of auxiliary cores to our next ship, the Mjolnir. But before we head out again, I'm going to spend a bit of time at base just loading up on things like food, medicines. Let's harvest the farm again, and we can see what we can turn into some. Hopefully we can get enough regen kits again. Got some pentaxids. I've still got to fill these out, but I just haven't got the seeds yet. I think I can grow them now. I think I can make my own. I think I've got probably the resources to do it. Of course, there's always time to tread some water in the old hot tub as well while I'm here. Now, I have come out here in the Tenacious. Good to see the Tenacious again. Because the Tenacious still has drills on the front. I removed the drills from the Venturous. And then Tenacious here is more than capable of taking on an alloy synthesis factory to liberate, oh boy, liberate the pentaxid on this station. Indeed, it's already pretty much. Oh, well, there it goes. there it goes. All craft retreating. Thank you. Good. All right. So this, well, like last time, this rock has got lots of very, very good minerals on it. Some Promethean here, which is lovely. What are you shooting? Yeah. Fine. We'll deal with the Kelland. Yeah, so what was I saying? Right, yeah, it's got Promethean, but it's got that huge supply of pentaxid ore. Normally pentaxid asteroids in Reforged Eden here are those little spiky structures which won't yield actually that much in the way of pentaxid, but these things do. These things yield a bucket ton. In fact, it's got us like a 6 stacks before when we hit up 2 of these things, so you know, worth it. Absolutely worth it. At the cost of a bit of, like, you know, Polaris reputation. And, well, they're just a bunch of pansies anyway, so who cares? Anyway, there we go. Threat dealt with. Alloy Synthesis factory is now ours. And so is its precious pentaxid. Look at that. Absolutely raking it in. Lovely. Here we go. We are shipshape and Bristol fashion once again. We are also out here in drone space once again. And I've come to a barren planet because we read silver occurs on barren planets. Hold the phone a second, because did I just read that right? Wrecked Naginata. Really? That's my shit. What happened to it? What's it doing around a barren planet? Holy crap. Hang on, we gotta check this out. Is it actually mine or is it another Naginata? Well, it's not mine. No, that's not mine. The Naginata DDG. No, I do not recognize that. Fine, don't care, not mine. Moving on. Yeah, so what was it saying? Barren planet. This is where we're looking for silver. This is where we're going to find silver. And we are going to top the hell up on silver. Because, bear in mind, I mean, once we get our second aux core, I said it already, we are going to need a lot more. Many more aux cores. Now, we should be a lot more capable of farming capacitor matrices for the bits and the bobs that we need. Once we get this second auxiliary core on the Venturous here, we should be able to take on capacitor matrix without having to resort to sacrificing the poor Surge again. But yeah, we are going to need a lot of silver for all those auxiliary cores. And speaking of, there we go. It didn't take long at all, did it? So, this planet, I'm going to sort of try and get as much out of this as I can. There's also an M.2 Erie Alpha, or Erie Alpha. I remember it because it almost says early alpha. There's methane moons over here as well, which also have silver on them, according to the tooltip there. So let's get digging. This is going to take a while. Lots of digging required. In times like this, I really miss the mining drills off the front of the Venturous. Of course, we've taken them off because she's been mostly doing combat recently. That means that mining asteroids with an SV, oh my god, it's awful. I'm very, very tempted right now to just strip a bunch of weapons off just so I can put the mining lasers back on. I think it will probably be quicker. Look at this. Anyway, the reason I'm mining ice is because, well, I've got all the silver. Well, I say all of the silver. I've got a good amount of silver. And the problem is you can't turn it into silver powder without water. And I just didn't bring enough ice with me. So, yeah, run out of ice. Get some more now. Yeah, no, there's definitely going to be quicker to strip the weapons off and put the laser drills on. Oh, this is just pain. Pure pain. No, not having it. Anyway, I'm going to get some ice and we can start processing that silver ore into powder. And that means I can now build another auxiliary core. It's going to take ages. Can I get another one? Here it is. Another momentous occasion. Hard-earned aux core. Bingo. Another one. Taking us up to... well, back down to... It's still 2.5 million, of course, but it's back down to 2.182 because the way the aux cores work is they remove the allocated CPU rather than adding to the total like the quantums do. So, we've got another sort of almost 320,000 or so to play with. Now it's a case of, do we want to add more shields to this thing? Do we want to add more guns? Well, yes, a bit of both. Actually, I want to add the next set of EMP cruise missile launchers and the next set of shield capacitors and banks onto this thing. Because if we can get our shield killing ability down, then I think we're going to be a force to be reckoned with, basically. The 4 artillery cannons on the front of this thing are going to be awesome. Well, they already are awesome. They already are awesome. But they're basically instrumental to killing things very quickly. So the quicker we can get shields down, the better, right? I'm going to move the Sentinel Flax forward So I'm going to put cruise missile launcher here. And these are expensive, they're like 75,000 each, so I'm going to be careful here. Now, a advanced generator is 150,000. And I know that another 2 chargers and a capacitor is exactly enough to fit into the remaining CPU. So this should work. Should work, right? So we've got almost like a full freaking broadside of weaponry along here now as well. The light colonist missile launchers here are just kind of like a little filler, I suppose, really. Now then, the next set of capacitors, let me just double check CPU here. There we go. Next set of capacitors and chargers go here. We get 1, 2. Just double check here. Yep, we are just about... Well, actually, I think we're going to go way over this time. That doesn't quite add up to me. That's going to go way over. So the final charger that we can add in here goes in here. Goes quite nicely right there, but that is going to take us 4% off of the efficiency there. We may have to take a capacitor out. That gives us 65,000 shields. We may have to take a capacitor out for now until we get another auxiliary core. I miscalculated there. I miscalculated. Right. So you're going to have to come out, my friend. So that we are under CPU. We get 100% efficiency. And we got about 17,000 CPU spare that we could use on something. 17,000. These cost 15,000 each. So that isn't going to happen. 25,000. 78,000. 34,000. We could get a couple of projectile turrets. Well, 1. 1.5. The bolter cannon. They could get 3 bolters. Yeah, 3 bolters. It's kind of pointless though, isn't it? Right, okay, so there we go. The good news is we've got another couple of... And that takes our shields down to 50,000. I mean, it's still good, isn't it? Still good. Then that should charge nice and quickly as well, because we've got... they got a charger in there above a capacity. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Because you have two capacitors per charger, so I've got 1 capacitor for a charger, which means the charging power speed is going to be higher, isn't it? Which isn't a bad thing, especially in drone space here. So there we go. I've still got space on the underside of the ship, which is the less effective firing angle, I'll admit, for more guns. We can add another 6 guns on the bottom on this broadside component here. We've got space for 2 more there. Plus, you could probably slip in another one like there-ish or something like that. Small Xerax weapon or whatever. So yeah, we've still got room. We've still got stuff to squeeze out of this ship if we want to. But I think she's going to be good now. She's going to be good for drones in its current state. 50,000 shields, 4 EMP missile launchers. I'm going to take her up against a capacitor matrix, and we are going to snipe the freaking core out of this thing without having to use a SV, the sacrificial SV. Poor SV. Poor Surge. This is going to be awesome, but that is all we have time for today, unfortunately. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.